interceptions that he went over, each one.
Good morning, Washington. How you doing, everybody? It's the 18th of October, 2011. This is for my kitschy collection. I have a collection of kitsch. And I don't know, I found this in the store a long time ago. A bag of plastic body parts. There's an ear there. There's a finger, a nose. I don't know. I have this on a shelf. I don't know why. It's just crazy. But anyhow. Also, talking about kitschy stuff. If you're watching Turner Classic Movies yesterday, you saw The Tingler, one of my favorite movies. A campy 1959 horror classic starring Vincent Price. And one cool thing about this movie is it's in black and white, right? But there's one scene in it where they have a big sink full of blood, and the blood is bright red, even though it's a black and white movie. I thought that was friggin' weird. They did actually shoot one scene of the movie in color. You know, but, you know, it's just so weird to watch a black and white movie, and then all of a sudden bright red blood comes up in one scene. Interesting movie. I got this on DVD. I love it. One of my favorites. It was on TCM last night, and thrilled about that. Okay, hear that? Can you hear that? That's WJFK. That's the HD3 there of 94.7, which for a week was doing this brrrr, something like a lawnmower. And now it's back to WJFK after I complained about it. Of course, you know, I bitched about it yesterday, and it's been fixed. So there, you know, hey, when I complain, people jump, right? I love this. This is Lisa DeMarais. You know, she writes about TV, and I do enjoy her column. She doesn't usually carry much local news in it, though. Very rarely does she ever write about Washington. But she did this time. In her column today, in today's post, should I refocus that? Anyhow, if you can read that, it says, it's about Tisha Thompson, who's an investigative reporter, and she jumped over from Channel 5 to Channel 4. She's the daughter of Lee Thompson, who, if you may recall, was the longtime NBC and Channel 4 consumer reporter. Anyhow, so Lisa reports that today, okay, in the 18th, today, October 18th paper, and she had it on her blog yesterday, the 17th. The only problem is DCRTV reported that on the 30th of September, almost 3 weeks ago. You know, that's what the Post does. Post does it. If they get scooped on something, very often they'll just let it go, let a couple weeks go by, and then report it as if they just broke it. Like, we'll just forget that, you know. It makes you mad, you know. I felt like saying, "Hey, Lisa, I broke that story 3 weeks ago." You know, that doesn't say DC, as DCRTV reported almost 3 weeks ago. No, I don't know, man. It just, you drive yourself crazy trying to deal with these posties. They're just, you know, in some respect, incredibly talentless and mediocre. Lisa DeMarais, getting a little long in the tooth there, I think, for her TV column. You think, you know, I mean, you cover the same thing year after year after year after year after year after year after year. You'd kind of get sick of it, wouldn't you? Move on to something else, you know? Go do some screenwriting or something. Anyhow, a couple interesting things. The radio ratings came out, the weeklies, for the second week of October, which is really late September. And, you know, WTOP, as usual, is up at the top. And we have all the numbers there on DCRTV.com, so just go there and you can look at all the numbers. But what's interesting to me is why the ratings firm, which is Arbitron out of Columbia, Maryland, why do they continue to break WMAL-AM and FM into two separate stations? You know, when you read the WTOP, when you look at the WTOP ratings, you know, it's just they run on three signals. They run on 103.5, they run on 107.7, and they run on 103.9 up in the Frederick area. And you think, okay, it's just all in one big chunk. They don't break them down into three different signals because basically they're the same signal, the same programming exactly on all three signals. So if you see stations that do that, you know, where they run on multiple signals, they're just combined into one station. WTEM is the same way. You know, Sports Talker is on 980 AM, 92.7 FM, 94.3 FM. But they're just they just run as one station, WTEM. So Arbitron combines all the 3 signals. Well, they're not, for some reason now, the second week in a row, Arbitron isn't doing that with WMAL. They still spit out WMAL-AM and WMAL-FM ratings, even though the 2 are the same. I don't know why they're doing that. But anyhow, in the ratings today, WMAL-AM comes up in 20th place and WMAL-FM in 22nd place. Now, I don't know exactly if you combine those 2 signals where that would be, but obviously higher than 20th place. So, yeah, let's say they're 16th, right? Who knows? How much of that overlap signal is duplicative, I don't know. But somehow Arbitron needs to get their act together, and they need to start saying, giving us the ratings with WMAL as 1 station on 2 signals rather than 2 stations on 2 signals, okay? So hopefully next week, the 3rd week of October, they'll do that. But until now, they haven't done it. Okay. Glenn Clark. Glenn Clark does the afternoon show there at WNST. I did an interview with him for PressBox. I also, as you may or may not know, I run a weekly column in PressBox, a sports media column, PressBoxOnline.com, and once a month I do a print column for them. They do have a print newspaper there, but you got to be in the Baltimore area to see the print paper. I don't get it down here, but anyhow, he's profiled in the October issue of PressBox. There we go, and he does the afternoon show. They're a very young guy. He's only his late 20s, I think, and seems to be really cool. I really liked him a lot. He does the afternoon show there on WNST 1570 in Baltimore, actually Towson, and got a big scoop a while back, a couple weeks ago, with Ralph Friedgen's controversial comments about his gig as University of Maryland football coach. His past gig, that is. Okay, yeah, that's about all the news. That's about all the news we got for you today. So anyhow, the Dingler. All right, folks, that's it for today. Dave TV for the 18th of October. Have a good one, and don't forget to stay tuned and cut.